Hey, we're here in front of my TV. We're going to do a little something to kind of help out a media player that I've got going on with it. Let's take a look. Here we have my Roku media streamer. I've got a little bit of a wood veneer on top to kind of give it that 70s vibe. And what we want to do is I want to update the USB storage, because on the side here there is a USB plug. And I currently have media storage, and we're going to go take a look at that. So what we have here is we have a Raspberry Pi 3B Plus, and just behind it here you can see we have an external hard drive that I am keeping all of my media. So what I want to do is I want to actually mitigate the need for this at all and actually remove it and no longer need it. Basically, I want to take the data that's on this drive and put it onto a new drive that I will connect directly to the Roku device itself. So that's what we'll do. Hey, welcome back to the AnKorage, and because I didn't welcome you back before, everything's awesome and my mind is just, it's scrambled. So we've got a holiday coming up in a couple of days, and just trying to, I need to get my chocolate. So but what I'm fitting in is some time to get some video done, and so I'm doing this video here where I'm working with that Raspberry, and what I want to do is I want to remove that Raspberry from my network so I don't have to have the electric. Take the electric off so there's no draw on it, and I can use that hard drive that's behind it. I can take that out of the case and I can stick it into my LMDE Linux Mint machine and convert it into archival storage. So that's my plan with that. So what I've got going on is I purchased a new USB hard drive that I can use to attach directly to the Roku. And I just bought on Amazon. I bought two of these in the past that are actually connected to that LMDE machine for not so much archival storage, but for regular storage, so I don't have to keep it out in the cloud. Keep your data local. It's I mean, you could say it's safer, more secure, but there's a lot less chance of it being hacked into and taken, stolen, or given to unwieldy organizations or governments or anything like that. So my data, my rules, I keep it here in my network. So there we go. So I went out to Amazon and I bought another one of those little portable USB drives, and I've got it right here. And it's kind of funny because it says on it, it's got a stamp on it that says certified frustration-free packaging. Well, there's a big sticker on it. I'm gonna have to cut that. So I am so frustrated that I have to cut it. There we go. So I bought myself a Seagate USB hard drive. It's 4 terabytes. And here it is, right here. This is it. Now, why did I go with Seagate? They're a good brand, and I trust them. They've got good units, and I've got two other units over there, and they've been working great. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna make it 70s-esque. So I'm gonna put some wood veneer on the top of this that I've got in the closet directly behind the camera. It's on the other side of the wall because that's the bedroom. So I am going to take this, I'm going to attach it to my LMDE machine, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe the drive and format it for use specifically with that Roku. Now, is it absolutely necessary to do the formatting? Possibly not. I just do that just because it's my habit. So, and it came with a convenient little cord. It's a USB 3, and you can tell it's USB 3 because of the blue. Although manufacturers for different USB things, they use all different kinds of colors sometimes, just to be, put their own spin on things. But the colors are supposed to mean what kind it is. But the other way we can tell that it's USB 3 is the other end. It's a narrow, kind of pluggish kind of thing. There we go. You can see that. So, and that just attaches right on the back, and then this plugs right into the back of, or to the side of the Roku. I can then rest this on the top of it, or to the side of it if I wish, and go from there. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to I'm going to do this part off camera where I get it prepared. So, and then we'll come back and we'll actually attach it and see what we can do to get it all set up. But my plan in getting it ready is, I'll be wiping the drive. I'm going to get it all set, formatted, and partitioned and stuff like that. But what I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and move all of the data that I want over to it, and that's going to take a while because I've got a lot of data down there on that Raspberry, not the Raspberry itself, but the drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all that data over onto this. And, it's like, why did I decide on a USB drive such as this? Well, this one, it happens to be mechanical, and it's got some weight to it, which means, it's got spinning platters inside of it. And because of the weight on here, it feels like it's, metal discs, metal platters. So with those, I mean, you get a lot more longevity for that. And if at some point down the road the mechanicals die out or something like that, I could conceivably have those discs taken out and put into a fresh bit of or a fresh drive housing with fresh mechanicals in it, so that it would operate and still do that. That, of course, has to be done in a clean room, so I'd have to ship it out. And I'd have to find an outfit to actually go ahead and take care of that. You could get it done by Geek Squad, the Best Buy, and other places like I think Micro Center does. We don't have Micro Center up in New England that I'm aware of, but that is a magnificent place for computer parts, systems, assistants, things like that. I wish we would have one of those up here. And, not in like Boston or Portland, but like, Portsmouth, Manchester, Concord, Nashua, maybe even Salem. And up north, like North Conway or Lebanon, maybe Berlin, that area is not overly developed, but it's developed enough where North Conway is the closest city, as it were, so that you could, because a lot of tourists, and the number one thing for New Hampshire is tourism. So yeah, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to go get this drive all set up and all the data copied over, and then when we come back, I will connect this to the Roku, and we'll take the next step, and actually test it to make sure that it's good. And if that's good, then I can disconnect the Raspberry and that drive, and this project will be done. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we are on the Celeria. My apologies for that glare in the upper right corner below the word Celeria. And I would be using a capture card for this, but this is my Linux Mint LMDE machine, and no capture card, no capturing of that. That's what the Windows virtual machines are for. And you know what? I just had the thought, why don't we go ahead and do that? Alright, we have booted up the virtual machine. I'm using Linux Mint to do it, and this is, where we're doing it from. So just to make it a little easier to see. So if we go over into it and we come over to the menu button and we punch in disks like that, we get GNOME disks. So basically that's how we're doing that. So, and I've already got the drive plugged into the virtual machine, and I've got the VirtualBox set up so that it can see it. So there it is right there, the 4 terabyte hard disk. It is a Seagate portable drive, SDB1, and if we want to see what's in it, it's mapped already. So if I double click it, here it is. Boom, 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 boom. So there's all of that. So, and of course it's very Windows-esque, so I don't want Windows necessarily. So the approach that we're going to take is that we're basically going to just wipe the drive completely to get rid of anything that might not be desired being there. So I am going to do a format. So I come up to the hamburger menu, or the 3 dots, and I go format disk. It says don't overwrite existing data. That's quick. So we're actually going to overwrite existing data with zeros, so it's slow. I don't mind that. I can just kick it off and just let this run for the day if it needs to, because we are talking 4 terabytes. Compatible with modern systems and hard disks that are greater than 2 terabytes GPT. So yep, do that. And it says, are you sure you want to format the disk? Well, yeah. And we can see right up here, it is now erasing the device. And it is going through with 4 terabytes, unknown, and it says it's going to take about a hair under 8 hours. So it is currently 3:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, I use military time. So there we go. And so let's see, 6, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm gonna let this go, and it's it might take until 11 o'clock tonight to get done, maybe sooner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the recording here. I'm gonna close down OBS and such, so that we can let VirtualBox be there, and I'm going to switch over to the LMDE machine so I can use the monitor for that, and it'll allow the graphics card in Odin to time out. I think that's set for like 30 minutes. So it'll time out, and we'll no longer be using electricity to keep the card alive, which would then give power resources or processing resources moreover to handle this job, this format job. So I'm going to let this go, and I'll be back. The format and the partitioning is completed on the virtual machine. I moved over to the Celeria, plugged it into there, and it is now copying all of the data from the Maelstrom Media hard drive, and it is going to take about 10 hours. So we're running that, and so this is the next day. This will take another day to complete before we can take the next step. Well, it's almost 10:30 at night, and the drive finally finished, so I'm going to put it on top. I'm going to test it. The port is on the side. It is USB 3, and the Roku is USB 3 capable. So the benefit of that is that it's going to provide the power the drive needs in order to run. So we'll get that plugged in, and then we'll see if we can read it on the media reader. We can see the drive is busy, so it does have power. So let's see if we can get something going with it. Hey, there we go, it's playing. Oh, nice. And there it is. Ragnar AnKorage presents. So there we go. You can see that it's dark outside over my shoulder here, but it works, and it's providing the power it needs in order to run. So now we can take the next step and disassemble the Maelstrom Raspberry Pi and the drive, and I'll take the next step for that. Wait a minute. Well, that's good, but gotta fix that. No. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've removed the Maelstrom from the network. Here it is right here. So I can take this, I can take the actual Raspberry Pi out of it, and I can basically replace CoWoS in my Raspberry Pi cluster with this, with the Pi card. And because CoWoS has an issue with the power port, and that would require some micro or very small soldering, so micro soldering, and I just can't put the effort into doing that. So I'll just replace the unit with that 3B plus, and that will be that. And I also disconnected the hard drive, which was this unit right here. But of course, it's really light. I actually took the drive out. Here it is. This is going to go into Celeria to use for archival storage. So that was that part of it. And now I am just waiting for the solution to that USB plug on the side of it. I have a 90-degree adapter that I'll plug into it, and the cord goes right, points backwards versus off to the side. So I'm going to wait for that, and we're going to attach it, and then from that point, just make sure this drive is all good, and deleted, wiped, and reformatted, and turned into archival storage inside of Celeria, and that's going to be that. So let's see how it goes with the adapter.
2 hours later.
And there we go. As you can see, there's the adapter, and it looks so much nicer. So this project is pretty much finished. And there we have it. That one took a few days to go through. Get a hard drive, get it prepped, attach it to the Roku, and then take the existing drive, pull that out, stick it into Celeria. It's running, actually. It's currently wiping right there. So I'm using an application called Shred, and it's going to take anywhere for like 3 or 4 days. I'm going to put it at 1 per terabyte because it has to do like 6 passes, and it's going to take about 4 days to go through that. So I'm just going to let that run and take care of that. And you know, I threw away the housing of that hard drive. I've got the drive itself down in Solaria doing that, and then of course I've got this. You know, I've got this Raspberry Pi here. I'm going to remove it from here. I'm going to stick it into the cluster, replace CoWoS with this. This will be the new CoWoS. It'll be a 3B plus versus a 3, which is it's a better unit. But what I'm going to use it for, I have no idea. So that's pretty much it. So give this a comment, a like, and subscribe to it so you can see more videos that I've got coming out. And this, for the sake of time and amount of effort for editing and stuff like that, I was editing the video as I went through. So getting these last couple of shots in is going to be pretty easy. So there we go. So thank you very much for tagging along. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and we'll talk to you later. So thank you very much, and Skál.